want to talk about a couple things and tell a couple stories. And hopefully there's some value in what I am about to share. Again, thank you to the leadership of allowing this opportunity for me to be before you. So, Bishop, thank you for that intro. You know, I've essentially lived my life as a brother, as an African American. Okay, as my introduction alluded to, I have crossed multiple milestones of being the first African American to do X, Y, Z, et cetera, et cetera. And I know that this is Black History Month, and I know that our nation currently is undergoing a whole host of issues with race at a pace that we haven't been at recently. And so I do want to respect the leadership and talk a little bit about issues of diversity. But as I do that, it's difficult for me to talk about that without starting out with this fact that I arrived at almost 2 decades ago. And that was the fact that who I am and what I am largely is not my fault. I would venture to say that for everybody in this room, what you are is not your fault. And for a lot of people, who you are is not your fault either. And what I mean by that can really be seen through the lens of choice. So what am I? I'm a man. I'm a male. I'm an African American. Well, actually, I got Indian. I got a whole bunch of stuff in there. You know, I have black hair. I have, I have 2 eyes. What I am was as a result of what I believe is God's sovereignty, because I didn't have a choice in anything that determined what I am. I didn't choose to be born to my parents. I didn't even choose to be born. Let's start with that. Anybody cast a ballot, and say, I think I want to be born to this particular family or that particular. I didn't choose to be born. I didn't choose to be born to my parents. I didn't choose to be born at Hilton. I didn't choose to be born in America. I didn't choose to be born at the time that I was born, in the neighborhood that I was born. I didn't choose my parents' access to education or their financial literacy. I didn't choose any of that, okay? And yet, I believe that a lot of those choices that were not made by me determined who I was, particularly when I was 18 years old. Now, as Bishop mentioned, I recently had, my wife and I had a baby. Milan is her name. She didn't choose that name, right? So she's 19 months. And